Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a raid Shadow Legends video. I'm on the test server and I'm going to test a guy that nobody seems to like so far because I think it might be one of those ones that we are underplaying. So, Broodguard Jeroboam, the new fusion kicking off this week. It's going to be a fragment collector type of one, so no epics, there's no new epics on the test server, no new rares, anything like that. It's literally just collect the fragments for this dude. Yeah, I mean, what's going on? Let's just check out the skin properly first, because the release of this guy came in a leak, which meant I didn't really do a proper test of the visual and all that type of stuff. He's got his keg with his beer. He's got plenty of mugs. He's got some barrels for hand protectors. I'm not really sure what's going down with it, but he's got a couple of bits of meat just in case he needs a snack. Pretty cool. I like it. Cool skin. I'm going to call it out. So we're doing work, obviously, on Godforge, and a lot of that work is character design. And sometimes I say to the concept artist, I'm like, look, sometimes just put random stuff on the character because it looks interesting. And an example is right here, right? The random sausages on the belt with hunks of meat and the dripping barrel, which is kind of like causing the drips down here. Raid, knock this out the park. Yeah. Should he have the kind of like wooden strapping on the shoulder with no real way of it connecting? It's impossible for it to stay where it is. But we don't care because it looks actually cool. This is just a great thing that Raid do. Raid are particularly good at this. Just interesting, quirky, weird designs. What's this? Just some fish. It's just fish on the shoulder. Anyway, let's go into what this champ's all about. So we've got an A1 with a double hit. The only hit that does any sort of damage. Books up to a 50% chance of reducing the cooldown of an ally skill. This is pretty interesting, actually. This is a cool ability. And then if they have their cooldown reduced, then there's some turn meter in it for them as well. Second skill here, full cleanse, heal, a shield, all based on this champion's max HP, which means you want to build it with high HP. Really good A2. And then we've got the A3, which is a turn meter fill, and then a buff extension and debuff reduction, extension for the enemy. Now, I would probably ignore the debuff extension, build no accuracy, and then build this champion fast. So this champion becomes your turn meter boost, also becomes your cleanser and your healer and shield champ. And then the passive, I think, is the most interesting part about this champion. Pretty much an anti-Armand's is the vibe here. That's not what I care about. That is part of the role of this champ. But I am way more interested in what this champion can do in Hydra. Okay, so let's talk Armand's first. You need to put Jeroboam in Stone Skin or some form of high resistance build and basically resist the stun from Armand's. You're also going to resist the turn meter drop from Armand's. If you're not able to resist a turn meter drop, then at least the turn meter drop is only 50% as effective anyway. But if you can stop this dude being stunned against Armand's, then all of a sudden, everyone else who is stunned is going to be cleansed. And here we go. That cleanse means that they all gain, the rest of your team gain some turn meter. The thing with this is if you're, it's not that great as an anti-Armand's because unless you build everybody with stone skin and stuff, then you kind of counter Armand's anyway. And the worst thing about Armand's is the turn meter drop at the same time as the stun. So none of that is being removed by the cleanse. The cleanse will just take the stuns away so that at least your champion's next turns are going to be worthwhile. So I much prefer the idea of Jeroboam as a Hydra champ and someone who can cycle turn meter at an insane rate. So that's what we're going to test today. In terms of builds, all I've done is thrown Jeroboam in regen gear at high speed, but it could just be straight speed gear, I think. You could go high resistance for Hydra just to make sure you're not taking provokes and stuff like that, but ultimately I'm just thinking regen, helps keep him alive, and speed, cycle through these abilities nice and quick. Keep your team fully clean of debuffs, keep your team moving fast, and keep your buffs up. And then most importantly, can we absolutely destroy Hydra because of this passive? Let's try. Right, so we have got the Head of Annoyance in here. And so let's change this to 1 times speed to see what's actually going on. So I'm going to deliberately attack the Head of Torment here, who's going to proc the fear onto my ninja. Shamal, we know, will clear the fear off and give ninja turn meter. I guess the question is, like, how much turn meter spamming are we going to be able to do with this new fusion? So we pop it on. Ninja gets his turn meter boost. We didn't get any turn meter boost here. Let's get it back on 2 times. Hold on. We did get turn meter boost here. We get the counter attack. Then they're both turn meter boosting. Double turn meter boost here from the A1. Turn meter boost, turn meter boost. Okay. And look at this. Nearly back to a full turn already. So, potential that this becomes pretty busted, actually. Every time, so we don't want to kill the Head of Torment, but every time we attack, we're basically pushing turn meter for our whole team. Obviously, we've got the cleanse here, we've got the shielding, which is all cool. We're going to hit the Head of Torment again. Turn meter boost, counter attack, turn meter boost, turn meter boost. Like massively pushing towards being able to get the full turn off there. I think this could end up being pretty nutty in terms of just cycling turns. So when we, let's just understand it. So basically the passive effect is this champion's getting 20% turn meter fill whenever a fear or true fear, and also when we get the provokes, but whenever a fear or true fear placed on it is placed on an ally, so we're getting a 20% turn meter fill on this champ every time that happens. And then the active effect, which is only proccing every 4 turns if you don't book it out, is whenever the fear or true fear is removed on an ally, which is actually what happens. It goes on and then comes straight off again because of Shamal. They get a 20% turn meter fill as well. So in this test run, I've not booked the champ at all, but booking significantly increases the turn meter fill you're getting on your allies as well. This could end up being pretty busted. I'm not going to lie. This might change people's perception around whether or not they go for this champ or not. Because the rest of the stuff for Hydra, we've got the chance to reduce the cooldown of a skill, which is pretty cool. You get the double hitter, and if the ally had their cooldown decreased, gets a 10% turn meter fill. I feel like I'm seeing this happen twice. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Let me just... I mean, it's not a guarantee that's going to happen. I kind of need to get back around to that turn again. Didn't happen, but I feel like I'm seeing it twice. So let's just get back around to it as quick as we can. We're getting turn meter boost anyway, so that champ is definitely going to get turns back quicker than anyone else. You almost don't want to kill the Head of Torment because you want all of these turn meter boosts. But yeah, every time we're just getting this turn meter fill and then bam, another turn. So let's try the A1 again. Hoping that we see a turn meter fill on someone, which we didn't get, of course. Okay, let's just keep going then. Getting a bunch of turn meter. It's kind of mad. Unfortunately, you kill the head and it all goes away. But it is kind of mad how efficient you could get with that. Let's just come out a second, because I think for the sake of what we're testing here, I'm going to upgrade the skills. I deliberately didn't book at first because I was like, well, if people don't really like this champ, then why would you book? But actually, booking gives us now higher chance, 50% now on that A1 for this to happen, so more turn meter fill. We reduced the cooldown to a 3 turn here, which means we're getting more healing and cleansing going on. And then we've reduced the cooldown here, which means we get the basic turn meter fill going on more often as well. And we've reduced this down to a 2 turn instead of a 4, which means that we're getting that extra turn meter fill a ton there as well. I think this champ could end up being pretty mad. I'm just going to get myself back to a point where the Head of Torment's out there, because on this rotation, Head of Torment is not. And let's go again. Right, so what have we done? We've brought Lydia into the mix, because Lydia also pairs well in this type of setup, because she does additional hits to the Head of Torment based on what Shamal's doing. They're all starting to like make some crazy stuff happen here. So we're going A1 into the Head of Torment, so we get the fear up. We get counterattack, turn meter boost, turn meter boost here, turn meter boost here, turn meter boost here, turn meter boost here, turn meter boost here. Have I just lost my freaking mind? Hold on. Obviously, and now we get the A1 double turn meter boost. There's too much going on. Anytime there's blue writing, it's a good sign for your team. What the hell is this? Basically, we're ready to go again. It is absolutely insane. This triple combo is insane. This ogre is ready to go again. What does it mean though? So we've got 3 people in the squad that are like not must-haves. They just massively complement each other. Is what this ogre is doing, I guess we get around to this turn meter fill here. We're basically, what we're forcing is tons of extra turn meter on our leader, which is what Shamal does. And we're getting around to more turn meter fills here, keeping us alive here, and a chance to kind of like reduce the cooldown of big skills here. You know, a rough chance. But because this champion is getting so many turns, we actually get back round to the active effect really quick to get the extra turn meter fill on the person that you want it on. It's definitely a game changer. Like, for sure, it's a game changer. Because your champions are going to get so many extra turns, but it means that you're bringing 3 people in to the squad for that job. One of which is your healer, so that's fine. Bringing this fusion in as your healer, absolutely fine. I think that's the healer and crazy turn meter filler. You've then got Shamal, who's kind of like just a turn meter bot. Lydia is a nice to have, but really complementing these two. And Lydia is bringing you drop defense and weaken on the enemy, which again is a nice to have, plus some good buffs for you. And then it leaves you with basically, 3 other spots to control the Head of Decay. I guess you'd probably want to bring something like, I don't know, mate. I guess you've got to bring whoever your leader is to be damaged. Ninja's great for that spot, because the more turn meter Ninja gets, the more turns he's going to use, and the more chance he cycles through his abilities and does crazy damage. I think this fusion with a Shamal combo is going to be nuts if the Head of Torment is around. Like, it's significant, the amount of turn meter fill we're getting on this squad right now. It's crazy, in fact. That's really interesting. Okay, so this triple combo is nuts. And I guess if we just consider what else is going on. So she doesn't count as recently used because I don't know why. So other than that, I would say Brugard is just a decent champ. That's basically it. A decent champ. Not great, decent. A cleanse is always useful. Healing and shielding is always like good for, you know, basic carry stuff. I don't think you need to put masteries on the champ to get any real extra benefit. And I think anywhere else in the game, other than that type of combo, pretty much like a mid-game type of champ. Cleanse is great. Healing is nice. You know, this kind of like 4 turn here is okay for the turn meter fill and the buff gain, but you'd much rather it was on a 3 turn, honestly. The A1 is cool as well, but not game breaking or anything like that. Passive is cool as well for any sort of waves, like Doom Tower waves, that type of thing. A fair few of the Doom Tower bosses as well, where you're getting stuns. In fact, if I think about Griffin as a really good example, stuns are really annoying in that fight. But instead of a stun on this champion specifically, well, I guess on anyone really, you're at least getting a big turn meter fill back. But then saying that with Griffin, is Is that like a loop there? Maybe that's a loop there where you're getting turn meter fill and the Griffin is as well. Yeah, maybe that's terrible, actually. Forget all I just said. Terrible against the Griffin. Yeah, I guess, where else is there that we'd be getting that type of stuff going on? Freezes against Soraf, potentially. I do feel like Doom Tower, there's a whole bunch of this control stuff going on. And obviously, if this champion can avoid the debuff, so if you can either put gear on this champion to avoid the debuff or resistance up, we don't need accuracy really, so resistance up to avoid the debuffs, then you can at least be coming in and cleansing the rest of your team. And in that way, you're getting the benefit of the turn meter boost in without losing your whole team function. I feel like this is going to be one of those fusions that people realize is better than they originally thought after the event. That's where I think this is going to go. But certainly that Hydra combo, if you're struggling with Hydra right now, could end up being a game changer for your account. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Brugard, Jeroboam, are you going for this lovely lass or... Is it a lass? Don't know. Are you going for this ogre or not? Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.